Purpose. I tell people all the time that you were created on purpose for a purpose. You know, it might have surprised your parents that you showed up here, but you were no surprise to God. He already had your life in his heart. So take some time today, spend some time with your Father. Make sure you seek him for what your purpose is. And I promise you that the thing you're looking for in the universe is already inside of you. The gift of life and purpose, God has already put inside of you. And let me tell you, the best days that you live in your life will be those days where, number one, you're in God's will. Number two, living your purpose that he put you here for. All right, you guys, you're back live on the air with your girl, Regina Sunshine. And this is our first guest from our Follow Your Dream show today. Welcome to the show, Demetrice Etheridge.
Thank you, Regina.
Oh, so now you're going to thank you, Regina.
Yeah, I gotta calm down, Jake.
Well, I heard Jake trying to have that little talk with you.
Yeah, trying to calm me down.
Outside.
Had to calm me down a little bit.
Well, you know, I wanted to have you here because I do make a habit of trying to have new shows on my show at least once so I can introduce my audience to you so they can support your show as well. But before we get into your show, tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Demetrice Etheridge. I am a native Georgian.
Really?
I tell people I'm not an ATL alien. I was born right here in Grady Hospital.
So you're a Grady baby. Yes.
And born and raised, went to Towers High School in Decatur, Georgia. Graduated in 1985. I tell people I'm not afraid to tell people how old I am.
That's not
that's
a good thing. That's a blessing.
Yeah, but you know, people tell me how old you are.
I'm gonna be 45 on August the 17th, and I'm excited.
I'm gonna be 50 on May 27th.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
You should come party with us because I've already decided I'm having a concert for my birthday.
Okay.
So T-Shep, you might want to, check into that. We're already booking acts for my birthday concert.
Okay. Well, can I get on?
What you gonna do?
Whatever I can sing.
I don't think so, Jack. I don't think that works for us. Demetrice talking about he want to perform at my birthday concert. I don't think that's gonna work.
You want good performance, right?
Yes.
So we want good performance. I'm sorry.
See, y'all don't even know. See, that's
we
why
want
y'all
people
sleep on talent.
We want people that the audience actually gonna like.
Keep sleeping on talent. That's all. But anyway, I'm talking about who I am, Jack.
Well, we just talking about who you are too.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. So
was
that a part of your bio?
So whatever. Yeah, I was trying to get
go ahead.
trying to get it in. But like I said, I graduated from Towers High School, went into the military. I served 24 years in the United States Navy, all in the field of communications, and retired in 2010. Moved back home after traveling the world in the military in December of 2013. Now I've been back, and I have a business, Kingdom Based Solutions, Inc. That's my incorporation. It's about consulting. But as we always say, God moved me in another way. I love to help people and assist people. Yeah. And so I got certified as a professional coach. But now I really just like, Regina, helping people achieve their dream. That's why I came up with my radio show. I Drive to Your Dream. And it talks about the physical, mental, and spiritual battles that people go through. And my goal is to be a conduit to help them get to where they want to go. Because, see, I don't have to be that spiritual mentor for somebody. I can direct them to somebody I know. Mm-hmm. If they having mental problems. Mental is a lot. It's not just you crazy.
Yes.
It could be financially, anxiety. I can direct them to somebody. If they having physical issues, somebody need to help, like Kevin.
Yeah.
Tonight, I can help them go to someone. So I'm unorthodox when it comes to doing things.
But often it takes people who are out of the box to really address multiple people's issues. I said there's somebody for everybody. So it's a good thing that you're out of the box. I didn't know about the Navy. Yeah. How does that relate, I guess, going from the Navy to doing what you're doing now?
It was really, it's a lot more challenging because when I was in the military, when I told somebody to do something, they did it.
Yes.
Now, in the coaching profession, when you tell somebody to do something, they still want to go do their own idea, even though they pay you.
You know, I have to admit, I have been in that very same situation. My coach is Lanita Mitchell Blackwell, an amazing woman. I always tell people she's one of the most accomplished people that I know in Atlanta. And I remember the very first coaching session we had, and I had my sister on the phone, who's my business partner on purpose, and she told me some things, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do it that way. And, you know, I'm like, why you gonna, it makes no sense that I look back at it now. Why I'm gonna fight you if I'm paying you to help me, right? But you know what she told me? She said, Regina, I'm more successful than you, right? I was like, oh, yeah. She said, then don't it make sense you should listen to what I tell you? I was like, you know what? You're right. So why do people do that? Why do you find that people resist getting assistance that they've asked for?
Because they right in their own mind.
That's a good one. They write in their own mind.
They write in them because you know what? If you write in your own mind, it don't matter what somebody tells you. Because see, if you've been taught something your whole life and it's wrong, but you think it's right, you're going to continue to do it over and over and over. And I tell people, if you, whether it's personal, professional, spiritual, if you've been taught something wrong your entire life, when would you want to know the truth?
As soon as possible. I would think that, but I just explained to you a situation where
Exactly.
I fought it.
Exactly. So you still fight, even though we get the truth. Now we still fighting it because our mind has been conditioned and taught that way for so long. So now we fight the truth, or we fight a better way. See, I have a business coach too, and and I be like, I found out I really don't want to be a coach because everybody brings their problems to you, and you're like, whoa, it's a heavy burden.
It is.
Especially when you're trying to help someone release and get to the next level in their life.
I can identify with that because I tell people I have this sign on my forehead that says, tell me all your stuff. I can go to Walmart and say, hey, how you doing? I'm thinking it's a quick, hey, how you doing? But well, let me tell you how I'm really doing. And you spend 15 minutes talking to somebody you have never met, and they tell you every single thing about their lives. And I finally had to accept that that's part of my role in life, to assist and coach people.
One of my things I had to accept is I don't have to try and figure out all your problems.
That's exactly right.
Because you have a network. I don't think we really understand how big our network are. And the reason why we have people connected to us is so that you don't have to do everything. You can release somebody to somebody else.
Right.
Because my business coach, Kendall Fleet, he's strong enough to handle pretty much everything. I say, go to Kendall. I don't want to coach you. Go here. And he takes care of that.
Yes.
And so that's what makes it fun. But the beauty of what I do is seeing the light bulb come on in somebody else's life.
I've said that so many times. I tell people when I'm speaking to an audience of women, and you look, and where they look like it was darkness, and you see that light come on. That's like one of the best moments ever. What does that feel like when you're having, and you see that moment happen?
It's very refreshing. It's called what we call the aha moment. You love to see someone have an aha moment because, let's go back to church. People, you hear scripture your entire life. Then all of a sudden you go somewhere and somebody else, that same scripture that you've heard, but God gave them a little bit more revelation in it, and they say it, and you like, I've never heard it like that before. And so that's an aha moment. So when you can have someone to have an aha moment from something that you said to them based on your experience, it's nothing like it in the world.
I agree. Now you mentioned that you have your own coach as well. Like I told you, I have a coach. And one of the things I did this year is I committed that whatever she told me to do, I was going to do. And everything has changed in my life. People say all this stuff is going around me. I said, because I finally decided I was going to submit to the person that I asked to help me anyway. What difference has it made in your life having a coach?
Life change. I didn't have a coach until last November. So I've been doing it my own way for a long time.
See, we're in the same boat. Okay.
So I've been doing it my own way because in my own mind, I thought I knew. As a book I read.
We got the same story.
So I thought I knew. So it don't matter what somebody else told me. Oh, I already know that. Oh, I've been down that road, so I knew. But when I got connected with my coach, it just opened up because I released to him and I said, okay, I'm gonna go. That's what I need. I know I needed it. But once I accept it and I believe. See, a lot of people, they know what they need, but they don't believe it. And then once you believe it, you got to trust the process. So now I'm trusting the process that he's sharing with me.
Like you said, life changed. Everything changed for me the moment. And I'm telling you, I came into and I called her and I said, look, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do. And I went back to the notebook from our very first meeting. And anything that I hadn't done that she told me to do, I began to check it off. And everything began to shift and move. And it's an amazing time right now. So tell me this. What made you decide to go from coaching and everything you're doing with your business to take it to radio?
I was introduced to Instinct by one of my high school classmates.
Yes, I didn't know y'all had known each other like forever.
Regina J. I came on one of her shows about almost 2 years ago, 18 months to 2 years ago, and I was doing it from the financial perspective of what I do because I love making money. But I love helping other people make money. So that's one of them passions I have. And so I was sharing some money tips on how to do some things, and it just evolved from there. Met Jack, met you. I met a whole group of people, and I started saying, I like this show, I like this concept, but could I do it? I wasn't ready at the time.
Okay.
So I was like, she asked me, do you think you can do that? I said, yeah, but I don't want to do it because I wasn't ready. I was doing some other things. So as time progressed, I came back to a couple more shows. And I said, man, this is very interesting. And then people always tell me, you need to be doing more. And like I tell people, my dream when I was little was to be Howard Cosell.
Really?
I wanted to be a sports broadcaster because I knew everybody's number, what school they went to.
Yeah.
I knew all this stuff. So I was the youngest of 5 kids. And my older brother used to call me Demetrice. Well, everybody called me Meat because it's short for Demetrice. Yeah. Meat. Who is this to play for the Cowboys number? And I knew it. I'm 7, 8 years old, and I knew everybody's number. So that was my dream growing up. But then that dream faded away.
Isn't it interesting, though, how things come back?
Yeah.
And maybe not in the exact same form, but they come back to you.
Yeah.
So what has it been like to live a portion of that dream in a new way?
Amazing. Because when you wake up in the morning, you have a voice. And this voice, radio voice, is very powerful. Because remember, you got to think about it. Look at history, how people used to sit down and listen to the radio.
Yeah. And
they still do. But they listen to the radio. And that's what all the news came out. So now if you can put your positive vibe out in the airway, things that you believe in your heart and you trust, and you start sharing it with people, and people become attracted to that positive energy. Like you say, when you're in the store, they just attract you. They know. I'm the same way. And I use social media that way. You're never going to see anything negative from me. I don't care what my day looks like.
That's exactly right.
You're never going to see anything negative. It's always going to be positive. And I just believe, Regina, without a shadow of a doubt, that I can affect my community.
We're in the same space. I'm listening to you talk, and it's almost like, I won't say I'm interviewing myself, no, because we're different. But my spirit so aligns with what you're saying. So far on the show, what types of topics have you covered on your show? And again, tell me the name of your show.
My name of my show is called Drive to Your Dream.
Drive to Your Dream. Yes.
So you can drive to your dream. Now I started it from 5 to 7 because you think about it, everybody's driving home. So I said, hey, listen to Drive to Your Dream. Now I'm up to 3 to 5 slot, and it's still the same thing. But I cover everything. It's not a one thing. I covered coaching from the first show. I cover marketing, advertising, authors, speakers. Everybody come on because it's all about the dream. I want people to come on the show. What's your dream? How did you get to your dream? Because your dream can inspire somebody else.
Absolutely. Because
in order for somebody to get to their dream, if they're going to share it with you, they got to tell their backstory. And see, if you tell your backstory, that's where you at. That's how you got where you at. See, a lot of people see the dream, they just see the end result.
You're exactly right. just like with this, what you talking about with us being on this platform, they just say, oh, you just popped up on the radio one day. No, there's a lot more that happened. The road that led you to here. So what about today? What's your topic for today's show?
Today's topic is the reason I grind.
I like that.
Yeah, the reason I grind. And I'm going to have a guest. He's the Ascension coach. Ascension coach. His name is Jay Dante.
All right.
Yeah, he's going to be on. I'm telling you, he's a powerful young man here in the Atlanta area. And I tell you, when people hear him, they're going to be like, who is this? He go out and speak to the youth, everybody. So he's very powerful. You
have a natural energy for doing this. Have people told you that you're in a space that you were divinely created to be in? Yeah. People tell me that every time I show, guys be typing on Facebook Live going, man, you right where you're supposed to be at. Because one thing about it, I love to talk. Yeah. And you know what? But I don't talk really. I'm one of them weird introverts. I'm introverted until I get to know you. If I don't know you, I can sit in the room and not say nothing to you. But once I get to know you, because I connect, I share. And sometimes but being on this radio show, it's bringing me out of that little introvert stage. Now I just connect with people quick. Well, see, I would never have thought that because from the moment you walk through the door, you're normally talking to everybody. Because I'm comfortable in this space. Yes. See, I can see that. It's comfortable. You ever seen, because you remember, think about this, life. You ever hear they talking about how guys bad, they on the street bad, so when they get locked up in the car, they crying. I thought, but out here on the street, a different space, they're an uncomfortable space, yes. They get comfortable. When you're comfortable, not only in that space, but when you're comfortable with who you are. See, nowadays society wants to make us uncomfortable, especially as a black man. Yes. And people say, "Oh, here we go." No, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, it's true. They are breaking us down. I can't believe I hadn't had you on the Boss Show yet. I'm sitting here thinking, go ahead. They breaking us down. It's society, but it's been on like that for and not just black men. It's men in general. Yes.
But the focus has been on black men because there's more of us in the world.
There are more people of color.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Like I say, the truth will set you free, but it also will hurt your feelings.
Yes. We got to have you on the Boss Show. I was just thinking our May show is black men and mental health. Because that's a issue they like to avoid, and it's interesting. It has the last couple ball shows. Somebody has mentioned black men and mental health. I was like, it's time for us to have a show specific. Let's talk about black men and mental health and why black men don't get help for mental health. Because why do you think black men don't get help for mental health?
One thing is a pride issue.
Yes.
There's another thing is we've been taught to be strong as men. So if I ask for help in a certain area, I'm losing. It's like I got to let go of my strength. Because if you don't know who you are, then you're gonna hold on to it. But being that I know who I am, I'm not afraid to ask for help in any area of my life.
That's a good thing. That's something I think that we do need to continue to pass on to our men, because I've heard that before. In fact, we had Dr. Makungu Akinyela from Georgia State was here, and he's a licensed marriage and family therapist. Okay. And he talked about that. He said he has the most challenging time reaching the men. Yeah. The women come in, I need some help. Yeah. Can you help me? You help me fix it? And the men are like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
We don't want to be broken down. We don't want to be broke. We don't want to be broken down. We don't want to be exposed for who we really are.
Yeah.
And because when you expose yourself to somebody, and that's why men don't like releasing themselves to women, because they got to be, there's some exposure that comes place. And then I'm thinking, well, how is she really gonna feel about me when she find out I'm really weak in a certain area?
Yeah, that vulnerability is tough.
Yeah,
it's tough.
See, women think they the only one that don't want to be vulnerable. Men, we even more protective of our vulnerability.
I believe that, but I've said that so many times. Another thing is people say men don't like to talk. I say, have you been to the barbershop? Men love to talk.
They gossip more than women.
They really do.
Let's don't say talk. Men gossip, y'all. Let me look at the camera. Men gossip.
They do.
I don't care how hard you are. I don't care what type of rap music, hip hop music, man. You're gossiping.
Absolutely.
Through music.
Absolutely. So that whole, that they got these vulnerable space. It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
And that's why a lot of times they're like, you can get but so close to me because I don't want you to see what's on the other side of this thing right here.
Yeah, listen to the music. Listen in that vein. Listen to the music. They telling a story.
We're going to have you on that show. So we had to talk about that, getting you on that show. So have you had a show so far that's been like being your favorite? One that stood out in your mind and you were like, man, I didn't expect it to be that great, but it was awesome.
I think all of them have, being honest. Yeah, but because they all bring a different approach to what I'm doing. But right now, one that just jumps out at me, I think the one when I had my coach was on, because it exploded because people got to find out why I think the way I think and why I act the way. Because, people see you on social media. They see you out there saying, why is he always so positive? I mean, what is it that makes him tick? Because people tell me, they get up, they be like, man, I'm going to read your Facebook because one is positive, but we don't know what you're going to say today. Because you're going to say something. Because I had a buddy tell me, he said, man, I didn't know if you were talking about me or not. I started to call you. Man, I'm making a post. What is that? But it was so powerful. He's like, man, what is this dude talking about me? And we ain't talked in 2 weeks. But he thought it was something that I was saying about him. Then I said, no. But because of the community that I'm connected with, and people saw that, they're like, oh. So that show, boom. And it brought a lot of people, gave our community that we in a lot of exposure.
Yeah.
Because, man, I'm telling you, connecting, communicating is powerful.
It is. It's interesting you said that about them seeing kind of behind the scenes. In my book, one of the things I do at the end is I talk about the challenges that I face that people don't see. Because people assume, because every time they see you're happy or you're positive stuff, that you don't have any down days. I said, but my thing is, I choose to have this attitude. I'm so thankful for what God has done for me. How can I walk around, gloom and doom, and God, He's been so faithful, and all these things are happening in my life. So I choose this attitude. Doesn't mean that we don't face some of the same things. We just approach them in a different way. Talk to us about some of the things that I guess that people would think in terms of how you handle those negative things that happen in your life.
I can use a prime example. I was married for 23 years and I got divorced, moved back here, and a lot of people that knew me in the military, they thought, man, I didn't think you would ever get divorced, because the way our marriage was. But now when I moved back here, a lot of people that I went to high school with, some of them said the same thing. But life goes on.
Yes.
But marriage is difficult. I found out after 20 marriage is difficult.
Yes.
And I think what made me stronger is the way I think, you know, and it really gave me a self-reflection of myself to figure out, who are you? What did you do wrong?
Yeah.
You know, we always want to blame everybody else.
Yeah.
But what did you? I've learned to look in the mirror, do a self-internalization, and recognize my faults are not my endings. My faults are just my beginnings.
I like that. Well, tell our audience again where they can follow you on social media, but also, again, the day and time and everything concerning your show.
Well, you can follow me at www.drivetoyourdream.com. I have a video blog, almost like a vlog that I do. All my shows are posted on there.
Okay.
And the motivational stuff I send out that I like to send.
Thank you so much for coming to the show and for doing everything you do, because there are people who are being blessed every day by it.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Awesome. This is our Follow Your Dream show, and I'm so excited to introduce you to someone who drove in. You just drove in, right?
Yep.
To be with us today. T-Shep, welcome to the show.
How you doing? How y'all doing? How's everybody?
Well, you know, where did you drive in from today? How long a drive?
It was close to 7-hour drive.
Let me tell you something. That's for real, for real. When people will do what they got to do to pursue their dream, I love it. I do.
Dedication.
It is. So, where are you originally from?
I am from Greensboro, North Carolina.
You know I'm an A&T Aggie.
Uh-oh.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Aggie pride. Yeah, I
That's
love
how you got these
Greensboro.
gold
Oh,
wristbands over
honey,
here. Okay.
I hadn't even planned that. Look at that. I hadn't even planned that. Yeah, I have a sister that still lives there.
Okay,
In
okay.
Greensboro. Yes. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay. My name is T-Shep. It's just short for my name, which is Tasha Shepherd. And I also made it an acronym. My mission, I feel like my mission statement is to support, heal, and empower our people.
Oh my God, I love that. I got chills when you said it. Go ahead.
So basically, I'm an artist first. I put messages in my music. I try to uplift in my music. I try to, there's a lot of healing that we need as a race, So I definitely try to incorporate that in my music. I try to stay positive with everything. I try to do everything clean, and just do it for the people. And I'm a DJ as well, so I'm just all over the place. Renaissance woman. I try to do a little bit of everything. I try to dabble in everything. Also, with my music as well. Like I decided to start doing things myself. Like start cutting out all the middle people. Doing my own CD duplications, doing my own record. Just trying to do everything. If I don't do it, somebody on my team does it. And being that I'm a female, that's almost unheard of.
Yeah, see, that's further down in my questions too. We're gonna talk about that. Being a female in the game.
Okay, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it.
So how'd you get started in music?
I always had a passion for music. When I was young, like my mom used to tell me, I used to make up little songs about the craziest stuff. I just always had a passion for music. I started writing poetry when I was probably about 7 or 8. Just writing, just writing because it was just stuff that was on my mind, and I didn't know where all these thoughts and stuff was coming from, so I just started writing it. And then later on, I felt like I was a little too cool for poetry, I guess. So
Poets are cool though.
Poets are cool. Poets are cool. But I mean, as a
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, as a child, maybe watching BT and all this, being influenced. And I just, I felt like, this is where it's at. I worked at the record store. I was meeting a lot of artists, and, they were telling me their stories and how they came about. And I was like, well, I'm on the right track. I'm already, So I just, I started rapping around like 13. I was doing like teen parties and stuff like that. And everybody was liking my little song. So that was it. I felt like this is where I need to be. I felt like this is my destiny. When I'm on stage, when I'm doing my music, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. So
it's so interesting that you started as a poet, because there's so many artists that start as poets. I think poetry, like music, is therapeutic. It's a way for you to get those things out that you are feeling. So for you, has music been that for you, a healing place?
Yes, it definitely. When I'm angry, I write. When I'm sad, I write. I try to be careful with what I record, because I'm a firm believer that your spirit follows your music. Yes. So I definitely don't want to bleed on people, but I do. It is therapeutic as far as me just, releasing that, within my music. But, like I said, I just don't I release it when I write it, but I don't release everything as far as
got you.
recording it and stuff like that, because I just don't want to be like, I want to keep everything uplifting. I want to keep everything. I want people to learn from my experiences rather than, me just look like I'm glorifying what's happening, or, I would rather people learn from what I went through.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom, to be able to separate what is for you and your personal cleansing, as opposed to what is for the people.
Right.
So where did that shift happen between the music you were doing just because you were doing music to the music that became the mission and the message?
I mean, I was doing secular music for a while. Like I said, I started when I was about 13. This is when like all the little dance songs and stuff like that was out. So, I was just doing that and, just doing different things. I was rapping about a lot of stuff that I wasn't doing, and then, once I actually started getting into the stuff that I was rapping about and, getting in trouble and, all of this stuff, I realized that, wait a minute, something ain't right. This ain't the life that I wanted to live. This ain't, it's a lot. It's a lot of things that are on mainstream that are just, people have to realize, that separation once again, being an act and being who you are. There's a lot of people don't realize that a lot of stuff that's on television, a lot of stuff that's going on is not really who this person is. Exactly. It's just an act. So
it's a character.
It's a character, yes. Right? So I had to learn how to, separate that. And, like I said, when I was rapping about all this stuff that I wasn't doing, I realized I'm kind of being fake a little bit, I just, I got into a lot of trouble with the law. I went through a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have went through because I was following something, that was false, So, I just, once I went through all that, I was like, I don't want anybody else to go through this. And I feel like, music is a powerful weapon.
It really is.
So I felt like within my music, I need to find a way to, gravitate the people to where they can learn and they can, not go through what I went through, let them see the difference between an act in real life. I like to talk about real life situations. I like to talk about, stuff that's relatable to us, because a lot of people you talking about riding on 24s and doing all this other stuff, it's not relatable to the regular working person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to be relatable to, people, and I wasn't doing that when I first started. I was, like I said, the dance songs. I mean, I was young, I was a kid, but so on when I started, getting into other things and like I said, rapping about stuff that I wasn't into, I wasn't being relatable. So, I felt like I needed to be more relatable. And once I realized that, I was being fake, I didn't like that. I don't ever want to be fake.
Well, as I read your bio, I can tell you had a come to myself moment. What I mean by that is, in the Bible, when it talks about the prodigal son, and he was in the pen with the pigs and he came to himself.
Right.
I remember who I am. Mm-hmm. What moment in your life was when you recognized who you were and that there was something greater for you to do?
I mean, at my lowest point, like being in trouble with the law and, being in places that I'd never pictured myself being in, that's when I realized I was like, and then just thinking about what would my mom think about this, what, just thinking about just, the people that are around me. Cause you have to realize when you're doing things and when your actions don't just affect you, they affect everybody around you. So, it had to be at one of my lowest points when I was like in trouble and, I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. And the people that were with me before, I lost, I don't even want to say I lost a lot of friends because technically they weren't friends if they weren't there for you in your lowest points. Right. So, that's pretty much when I was just like, okay, everything's got to come to a halt and I have to get back on track and do things right. So.
Well, you mentioned earlier being a female.
Yeah.
in this industry. What have been some of, I guess, the good and bad things about being a female in this hip hop industry? I'm
gonna start with the bad first.
Okay.
I'm always underestimated. I had a show this past weekend and I went to the sound check and the DJ, he kind of took me for a joke.
Really?
So I'm like, okay, I'm humble, You know what I mean? I know I have a talent, but I'm not just gonna be like cocky about it and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. This guy, shout out to that DJ. He probably watching. We was going back and forth the whole time, but yeah, he kind of, I'm underestimated a lot, and it kind of, it's not necessarily bad because I take that and I use it for motivation, but when I first started, it was just like that used to just get under my skin so bad. Like, I just wanted to be cocky at some points. Like, do you know who I am? But it's definitely I use it as motivation at this point. Yeah. But that was one of the things that was a struggle for me in the beginning.
Well, as you're saying that, I'm thinking that's even better when folk don't expect you to,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you go to hit the stage and you're like, what?
Right. And then I saw the reactions. Like I was trying to focus on my sound check, but I saw the reactions after I did, my songs. And I wasn't even actually in performance mode. I was in sound check mode, So it was like, I definitely, it is better. It does make things better because then they're like, oh, okay, she balled that,
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, I still like to stay humble. Like I don't want, because I don't do it for me. I don't want you to come and give me praises. I don't want that. I do my music for a reason. I have a purpose. So, that's the good part. Getting into the good part about it, me being a female. There are a lot of issues that aren't touched on because this is a male dominant thing. So I definitely have the opportunity to speak on a lot of issues that females are facing. I have my single, one of my later singles is Prayer Changes Things, and I touched on breast cancer awareness and domestic violence, from a female's point of view. And I get to touch on things like that, and it's a lot more intimate because I am a female, so it's relatable, so that's one of the good things about it. That's definitely one of the good things about it.
Well, you just mentioned breast cancer awareness and domestic violence. Are there any other issues, I guess, that you're passionate about?
Well, another issue that I spoke on in that same song is suicide. I definitely, that's something that we kind of, about, it's, but I know there are people that do have that issue, and it's not something that's easy to talk about. So that's definitely something that's kind of an issue that's kind of close to my heart.
So what are some of your dreams for the future?
I just started DJing probably about a year ago, so I definitely want to take that and do some, go a little bit further with it. And I know when I started, it was kind of hard for me to interact with DJs, get with DJs, give them my music to play. Number one, because I'm doing like inspirational hip hop. So a lot of DJs, they're mostly in clubs, for the most part. So I like to use my, I'd like to use my gift as DJing to get artists and showcase them. And I want to take that a little bit further and do some things with that. And I work a job. I work a regular job right now, so I definitely don't want to be on my job. Shout out to my coworkers if y'all watching. I love y'all, but I have a passion, I have a dream, and I have a destiny, and I don't think it's on my job right now.
I understand that.
Not even right now. It's not on my job. So I feel like this is where I need to be. I feel like I need to be doing music and DJing or whatever my passion is. I need to be doing that full time because when you make your passion your paycheck, your job, your life is a lot happier.
It's completely different.
So.
And don't be afraid to take your positive music to the club. I hear.
Oh, I'm not.
I
was in the club this weekend.
Do that because I've talked to so many other inspirational artists that will tell me, they go to the club and they get the biggest response, and they got folk outside waiting. And then when you pray for me, I need some help.
Yep, it goes there. It definitely goes there. I try not to, I try to, I don't try to damper the mood because I know I'm in the club. When I'm doing certain events or certain venues, I try to, make sure that I'm in the right, when I'm doing, I just follow what's in me. But if it's something else that's in me and I feel like, okay, this is the song that I rehearsed, but I'm gonna switch this up right quick, because if it's in my spirit, you always go with your gut.
That's right.
Because that means somebody out here needs it. So I definitely I try to follow my gut first, but I also try to follow the crowd. I don't want to damper anybody. I still have a message, and I got the trap beats. I got all that.
Oh,
you know? So I definitely I'm not afraid of the club. I ain't afraid.
I like that. I saw a clip once of Leandria Johnson singing Jesus in the club. She turned the whole club out. When you turned the club upside down.
Hey, sometimes, boy.
And I don't think she went there to sing. I think she went there for something else, and somebody gave her the mic, and she's like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, that's definitely, if it's in there, you
gotta let it out.
You gotta let it out.
So what's next? What's next on your schedule?
Right now, I'm working on a few singles. I don't necessarily have an album. I kind of do, but I don't really know if I'm gonna go with, doing another full album, or just doing like an EP or something like that. But I do have a few singles that I'm going to release, within that time frame while I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do next. So that's pretty much it. And I just want to start up like a tour type of thing and start doing some different shows in different cities. So
that sounds good. Are you ready to perform?
Yes, always ready.
Let's keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. Say it with me. Come on. Let's keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. I can't hear y'all. Keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. Let's keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. The things that you thinking but you don't want to speak it, we gon' talk about it. And internet leak it, see? They don't want it when the heat's gone away. So used to negativity in the black communities. Let's get back to unity. Sit together and rise. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Let's keep the dream alive. Now I ain't anti-white and I don't hate no other races, but I am pro-black. It's obvious we still hate it. Look, black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Might seem a little bitter cause it's cold, no steam. But in actuality, we for awareness and relief. Look at the way we demonstrated. I'm embarrassed, so it's deeper than rap. Come on, we gotta get our people intact. Reality shows is keeping us back to a time where our minds didn't pass the lines of a master. Modern day slaves, genocide to the masses. Put your cups up, it's time for action. Yeah, let's keep the dream alive. Say it with me, come on. Let's keep the dream alive. 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 Shout out to the homie that know he ain't going back to prison. He watched the DVDs and found out that his color's hitting. And see, religion, it suppresses us and keeps us bonded. But see, I know the truth, so I can look at you, I'm blinded. And that's what they hate. I would probably never be mainstream, cause most of y'all can relate. But it's fake, a facade, what they follow on the idiot box. I mean, the television. Only put out what you watch and listen. So pay attention, it's time that we invest in ourselves. And we gotta stick together, cause nobody else gonna give us that 40 acres and a mule that they owe to us. They still waiting on it. Let's be go-getters, that's owed to us. They showed us how they felt. Man, slaves, but I rebel. Free my mind of all that garbage and gain knowledge of myself. All I want to do is help. God with me through this journey. Show me purpose. I'ma keep the dream alive until it's surface. Let's dream. Like Martin Luther King, we gotta stick together. Show the world that we a team. Let's dream. Like Martin Luther King, we gotta stick together. Show the world what we can be. Let's dream. Like Martin Luther King, we gotta stick together. Show the world that we a team. Let's dream. Like Martin Luther King, we gotta stick together. Show the world that we a team. Let's go. Let's keep the dream alive. Keep the dream alive. Let's keep the dream alive. 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 Let's keep the dream alive.
All right, all right.
We've been talking about following your dreams, and I'm so excited to have this young lady back with us. Welcome back to the show, Shemida J.
Yes,
how are you?
I'm doing so good. So happy to be back here.
You know, the last time you were here, I didn't get the chance to interview you. You came to help us do our Awesome Girls show.
Yes.
For those who don't know, we do a show called Awesome Girls, and we highlight girls from 5 to 17. They're doing awesome things. And you came in just to sing for them and to uplift and encourage them.
And they ended up encouraging and uplifting me.
So tell us how you got into music.
Music is one of those things that I don't think I had a choice. Like, it's just always been in me. From probably 3, they was like, you're just going to be part of the children's choir. And it's just been part of my life since then. And probably the past 5 years, I've just been going hard on connecting my art and business to make it something lucrative.
Well, have you always embraced it? Because you said people have always said this is what you're going to do. Have you always embraced that journey?
No, I haven't. It just was something natural. It's like it was like walking to me. It was just something that I did. I hummed tunes, and music just was part of me. It just felt like part of me. It made sense to me at all times. It was always a means of expression. Like on my sad days, I had the right playlist. On my happy days, I had that playlist. In love, I had that playlist. Out of love, I had that playlist too. It was just always.
I think we all have those, yeah.
It was like really my way of communicating, for real.
So you say you've made a shift here now, though. Okay, I'm really going to take this and harness it and pursue it in the right ways. What made that shift? What was the point where you were like, oh, music is great and I love music. So you know what? I'm going to do this music thing.
I had the opportunity of being around other artists and being in recording studios, and I always was the girl like, yo, can you sing this hook for me? Can you like just do some oohs right here on the record? Shout out to all my rappers out there always looking for a hook. I love y'all. And then one day I'm like, okay, I did the school thing, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to go into corporate America for real, you know? Like, it didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah.
And that's when it all kind of clicked. Like, this is who I am. This is my way of giving back to the world, really. Because I have the ability to write records as well, so I get to not just write my words, but I get to perform it and let you feel it, too. So, yeah.
That's special because not everyone writes their own songs. A lot of people have songwriters who do that for them. What do you love about being the writer and not just the singer?
It's my story. Like, it's how I see it, how I envision it. I get to paint it. It's like I always compare it to a black, empty canvas, like how an artist gets to paint. You have this blank canvas, and I get to paint it in my colors and my strokes and all that fancy stuff they do. So that part is awesome to me.
So what motivates you now? Because, you know, you like I said, you had a period of time where you were doing music and but now you're on a different grind. Mm-hmm. That's what Demetrice's show is about today, being on your grind. So what is different now about your grind?
I feel like there's no plan B to it. Like, I am the arts. There's different parts of the arts I want to touch, but I can't see myself doing anything different. So I have to win at this. I just can't see me doing anything else. That's it.
Well, you mentioned acting. Do you do some acting as well?
I am getting into acting, actually. I've done some theater plays before. Again, never took it seriously, but I think it's just something natural in me. So now I'm just trying to tap into my naturalness. I compare it to being a bee. I'm just trying to live natural. Like, I'm just trying to live my course without overthinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely see some roles in my future.
I can see that. Yeah. I can.
Yeah. I want some roles in my future.
So, you know, I know there has to be some struggle because we all know when you're pursuing a dream, there's always the struggle. What are some of the struggles that you have faced on this journey?
It's been peachy. There's no struggle at all.
That's what's up.
I'm joking.
I'm like, really? You're going to be the first. We're going to post this all over Facebook. We had the first person that has never had a struggle. Go ahead, tell us.
I'm so joking. It's mental. Like, we were just having that conversation. There's some times where you just need that extra motivation, like having that support system. And then believing in yourself, because you don't always get there as quick as you want to. You can see the end goal, but there's that path to the end goal. And it gets tough. It gets really tough because you have to wake up every day. You have to be excited about it every single day. You have to live past the no's to get to the yeses. And so it's just maintaining this self-motivation and knowing that it's worth it. The end goal is worth all the hurdles that you have to jump over to get there. But yeah, I think for me, just recently too, it's just been very mental, and it can get a little isolated because you have to sacrifice. You can't hang out all the time for real. Like, you need to learn song lyrics, and you have to put in that time to perfect your craft. So
I think that's the part of the dream a lot of people don't see, the loneliness. So often when you're pursuing something great, there are lots of spaces in your life where it's just you and the dream. And a lot of people think that it's, you're being celebrated all the time. You got people all the time screaming your name, but no, there's a time when it's just you and the dream, because you've got to focus to make sure that thing happens.
Yes.
And what is that like? The spaces where it's just you and the dream.
There's been some tears there. I mean, I spend a lot of time with God during those moments too. Like, a lot of prayer goes into those moments. Mm-hmm. Like, boy, shout out to God. That is my homie. He done seen the unmade up, snotty nose, I don't know, self-doubt version of me. And he's just so faithful.
Yes.
He is so faithful. He is so faithful. Because I promise right after the phone call that you want comes, and it elevates you a little bit more. So it's yeah.
See, that's the part that people need to hear, because they think that what they see when you're on the stage, people saying that's the whole thing. But no, that's just a snapshot of what your dream looks like, because there's a lot of hard work. And like Demetrice said, a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people never, ever see. And they assume, oh, her life is great. Mm-hmm. That what they see on stage, they assume is the life you're leading all the time.
It's amazing all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely a blessing to be able to do what you are given naturally. It's a gift that you're given, and it's definitely a blessing. However, there's a heavy is the head that wears the crown, or something like that. Like, when you're given this talent to carry, it comes with another side. And there's like pain, and there's a little bit of stuff, but it's so rewarding though.
It is. But that's why I say certain people are anointed for particular journeys, because God has given you what you need to be able to carry that and still go on and do the things you're supposed to do. That's why it's not for everybody.
Absolutely.
You're anointed to be in certain spaces.
Absolutely. So don't get it twisted. Like, I love this. I don't want to, I love it. I'm just saying, like, the truth is there's good and there's the tough part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this industry, because, one of the things we do talk about on this show is, women believing that they are enough just the way they are, and loving themselves just the way they are. And so much of the music industry tries to tell women that you aren't enough just the way you are, that you need to change this, and this. And especially when you're talking about an artist of your caliber, I'm sure you have had those conversations when they say, all right, you need to change this, you need to do this and this. Tell us about what it takes to be able to be true to yourself in spite of what the industry is telling you to be.
You have to have, like, all your toes down on who you are and what you stand for. You might not know everything you want to do. Just be true to what you know you don't want to do.
Say that again. What you know you don't.
Yeah, be true to know what you don't want to do. That is, like, the biggest advice I can give any woman. Is be true to that, because the minute you go cross that line, it's hard to come back. And I don't know what that line may be for you, but whatever it is, do not cross that line. Like, have some standard for yourself. Yeah. Now, it's cool. You might switch your hair up, wear some more makeup, but that's fine. It's all in branding and imaging. That it doesn't take who you are, but it's those core beliefs.
Yes. That
you don't want to compromise on.
Yes. And I think it goes back to what you said. Make a decision on what what you're not willing to do, and stand there. Go ahead and make that decision up front, because if not, then people are going to continue to nudge you across that line. There's a play the Positive Arts Movement does called Rimshot Urban Musical, and it's about the music industry. And in there, the guy just kind of keeps nudging her. Does that make sense? Well, just do a little this and a little that. And by the time she's across the line, she doesn't realize what has happened, because it happened so gradually. But like you said, if she had drawn this line and said, no, I'm not going over there, then she would have had a better idea of what that line looked like when she saw it.
She was, what?
So what's next for you?
I recently just dropped a mixtape. It's on Spinnerella, and I'm expanding it to different platforms. So I want to do more shows around that. Work of art or project, do more shows around there, live performances. Definitely am headed back into the studio to record some more stuff, and I work with a writing team as well, the press, and we do a lot of writing for placement opportunities. So it's just a constant grind, and acting is knocking on my door, so we're gonna see what that looks like.
That sounds good. So what's the ultimate dream for you when you look at where you want this to go?
I want a legacy with it. I want you to say Shemida J and it means something. it's like a stamp in time.
Yeah.
The music that came with it, the movement that was around it. And I definitely want to empower my women in the arts and outside of the arts as well. Like, being a woman in today is very exciting, you know? Like, it's a lot being a woman today. Yes. And I definitely want to highlight women that continue to push forward despite, because it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a
woman or a girl. That's right.
You know, that's right. You said you'd never leave me astray. Said you'd never walk away. I believed every word you said. Now I'm here all alone, thinking back on when we were strong, baby. Where'd you go? Oh, love, why have you forsaken me? Thought I gave you everything, but you still took your love away. Oh, love, why have you forsaken me? Thought I gave you everything, but you still took your love away. Now I just don't understand what happened to the plan. You were my everything. I didn't want to be here all alone, thinking back on when we were strong, baby. Where'd you go? Love, why have you forsaken me? Thought I gave you everything, but you still took your love away. Oh, love, why have you forsaken me? Thought I gave you everything, but you still took your love away. Oh, love. Oh, love. Oh, love. Where'd you go?
I like to finish off the show giving you guys a chance to say something, encouraging to our audience that's listening. So I got a couple questions. And my first question to you guys is this. There's someone out there and they want to pursue a dream, and for some reason they don't think that they can. What's your word of inspiration to them? I'll start out with Shemida J.
Yes, you can. Go for it. I mean, it sounds simple, but seriously, it starts in your mind. You got to believe you can, and you will.
Absolutely.
There is no such thing as can't. Anything you put your mind to is possible, like she said. And if you can't see it, then there's no way it's gonna happen. So you have to envision it before you actually pursue it.
What is something that you do, I guess, personally that helps you stay focused and moving towards your dream? I'll start with you this time. Something that you do in your everyday life that keeps you on track.
Stop tricking off time. Tricking off time, my coach told me that time is the one resource we'll never be able to get back. Mm-hmm. So once you lose this day, you can't get it back. So you have to take every second, every minute, every hour seriously. And you have to do what we call block scheduling. Mm-hmm. Schedule your day, and I guarantee you'll see how you're tricking off time. And the young folks know what I mean when I say tricking off.
I never heard that word tricking off time. So go ahead.
Yeah.
You should have, yes, you got it.
Yep. That part. And also just being repetitive. Like consistency is key. Like if you really have something that you want to do, just continue with it. Don't let it sit stagnant for a long time. And just practice. Whatever it is, whatever your dream is, just stay practicing. Just keep practicing it.
Awesome.
And then for me, affirmations, like I write it down and I repeat it as often as I can throughout the day. Because it becomes who I am when I do that. But yeah, affirmations, just write it down, make it plain, and repeat it.
That's huge for me. I use that one all the time. All right, last question. Is there a book or something that has helped you on your journey? Is there somebody you listen to on YouTube that motivates you? Something that, our listeners can go and grab today and begin to use it in their life. So we'll start back with you, Shemida J.
My list is so long. Shout out to T.D. Jakes. What? That man has taken me through a lot. Books that I've read, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, I think is the actual title of it. It's really a dope book. And just recently I was reading Think and Grow Rich. Yes. And what's in common in all of those, it's mindset. It starts deep in you. So yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely mindset. One book that I'm actually reading again is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That on the financial side of things, and also again it's starting with a mindset. It's changing. It's a mindset changing thing. And just random quotes and stuff like that. Like I just randomly look up quotes and stuff like that. Nobody in particular, just motivational quotes. I just stick to that.
Yeah.
Wow, I have a lot, but one of the person that really started changing me was Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher back in the day. His story is amazing, but my business coach is connected to Eric Thomas. That's his coach. So I always tell people, who's coaching your coach? I like that. So my business coach is Kendall Flicken. We have what we call the Grindation. So if you go to grindation.com, I'm dropping a hint on it. You go there, and that keeps us more, because it's a community. But one of the books I read that really changed me was called The Anatomy of a Lie.
I haven't read that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's old. It's an older book, but I'm just saying, just Google it, The Anatomy of a Lie, because we've been lied to a lot. And media is one of the biggest false prophets there are. So if you can correct the lie that's been put in your life, because I told you earlier, if you've been told a lie your entire life, when would you want to be told the truth?
I got to go find that today.
Yeah, so that's a book.
Find that today. Well, the common thread here has been mindset. And I think a lot of people try to avoid that whole renewing of the mind or changing of the mind, but it's so key. What has it meant to you in terms of your success to have the right mindset?
Everything. For me, my kids, I want them to see that you are in control of your everyday life, the choices you make, and the battle. Joyce Meyer said, the battle for the mind. I mean, it's simple, like you said, but it's so critical. If you get your mind right, like you said.
This has been a great show. I'm sure you guys have been motivated. You've been serenaded. I mean, some of everything here. And I look forward to having you guys back for sure on a stage nearby real soon, like maybe August the 18th, to celebrate our birthday, right?
Birthday celebration. Yeah.
Yes. And to our audience, we thank you for tuning in. I leave you with the words I always leave you with. Remember this: God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. And remember, my personal motto, I always say, it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning. God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life.